Hello guys, and welcome to another video. Today's video is part 1 in a series dedicated to learn data visualization. And in this series, we're gonna cover the basic types of charts and plots. And we're gonna talk about the different types of data representations. Specifically today, we're gonna cover the line plot, and we're going to be using the matplotlib library because it's awesome, it's free, and it's widely spread. So in this exercise, we're going to be using the Canadian immigration dataset, which contains the immigration data from from 1980 till up to 2013. And without further ado, let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna import the libraries that we're gonna be needing in this in today's video: NumPy, Pandas, of course, Matplotlib, and Matplotlib.pyplot. And we're gonna be talking about why this will be important later on. This line here indicates that we're gonna be using the charts within the code. So the plots that we're going to see are going to be in line. It's not going to be like a different pop-up screen that's going to show the chart. So the first thing the next thing we're going to do, actually, we're going to be downloading the immigration dataset. And next, we're going to view this data. Oops. Okay. Okay. And I guess okay. So as you can see here, the dataset displays the countries, and then it displays the number of immigrations to Canada from those countries from 1980 up to 2013. So what we're going to do today, we're going to cover some basic data cleansing, and then we're going to get the dataset to be clean and representative. And after that, we're going to use it in data visualization to display different charts. So as you can see here, there are some columns that we really don't need, like the type, the coverage, the area, the REG, the DEV, and we're going to get rid of those columns. So before that, let's check some information about the data frame. So before I forget, what we have done so far, we have downloaded the data into an Excel sheet, and then we have read this Excel sheet into a Pandas data frame. We call that data frame df_can. Basically, what we're going to be doing is just working with this data frame here. Okay, so as you can see here, these are the columns in the data frame. And those are the column names. We display the column names by columns with values. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to drop the unnecessary columns that we're not going to be working with. So as you can see now, those columns are removed. Next, we're going to rename some of the columns. Like OD name will be the country, area name will be the continent, REG name will be the region. And that's done. And next we're going to add a new column. This column is called the total, and it's going to have the total number of immigrations over the years for a specific country. So it's we add this column here, and then we assign the value to be the data frame dot sum of axis 1, which is like the sum of the row. Now the beautiful thing about pandas is that it only takes the summation of the columns with type integer. So as you can see here, there are columns with a character type, right? And but what Panda does is just simply ignores those columns, and they're not included in the calculation, and it only takes the integer values, which is cool. Right, so let's view the data now. As you can see here, we have a new column and it contains the summation. Let's see if we have nulls. And surprisingly, we don't have nulls. This is like a 1 in a million case, because usually you do have many nulls in the datasets that you will be working with. Next, we're gonna explore the different information about this data frame. And this is very handy function, the describe. It shows the count, the mean, standard deviation, the minimum, what 25% of values are, 50% of the values are the 75, sorry, and the maximum. That's it. So next, we're gonna set the first column, the country. We're gonna set it to be the index of this table, of this data frame. Okay. So this is useful because it's gonna make it easier for us to plot the data, because usually when you load when you want to plot into Matplotlib, it takes the index and considers it as one of the axes in the chart. And later on, we're gonna see that it's going to be also handy in when we want to search and filter the data frame. Okay, so we set the country to be the index. Now, this is where it comes handy, actually. We can use the LOC, the locate function in the data frame. So if we want to locate the country Japan, we simply run this line of code here. Now, if we didn't set the index to be the country and we used this statement here, it's going to give us an error. Okay. There are different ways that you can filter. One of those is simply just select the data frame and then open brackets, data frame country, where data frame country or where the column country in this data frame equals Japan. This is one of the ways you can do it. Or you can use the iloc. I personally don't prefer to use the iloc because it relies on the index, and usually you don't remember or memorize the indices of the columns. So as you can see here, it selected the whole row for Japan. Okay. Now, next we're gonna see another example of filtration. We're gonna filter the Japan only for the year 2013. And it's gonna give us the value. Let's see, 2013. Yeah. And you can filter on many years as well, not only 1 year. So this is what we're gonna be doing here. So it gave us the years and the values for those years. All right. Now next we're gonna convert or cast the column names to be string. Now here, as you can see, the column names are integer. This is an integer in the column name. And usually what you want to have is the column name to be string, so that it will be easier to use it later on in the visualization in the charts. So what we're going to be doing here is to cast all the columns as string. Okay. Next, we're going to save the years So we're going to be saving all the years from 1980, sorry, to 2014, which is 2000. It's going to be taking it up to 2013. This is because this is a range, okay? So it's going to be, we're going to save all of those columns in one variable, the years. Okay, so as you can see here, next is we're going to create a condition that's going to be reused later on in any filter that you want. So simply the condition is that the continent, where continent equals Asia. Okay. So those are the countries, or this is the index where continent equals Asia. Okay. So as you can see here, it's true. Where Asia, where the continent is Asia, it's true. And where the continent is not Asia, it's false. Right. Next, this is where the condition comes into play. We simply just type in the DataFrame name, DataFrame variable, and then open brackets, and then we put the condition here. And it will select for us, as you can see here, it will display the DataFrame filtered accordingly, or according to the condition here. So those are all the countries in the Asian continent. Okay. The next, next we're gonna filter where the continent equals Asia and the region equals Southern Asia. Okay. Excuse me. Next, we're gonna take a copy of the data frame where the country is Haiti. Okay, so where the country is Haiti, those are the years. Okay, now let's try to plot, and this is where we start using the plot function or the visualization. It's very simple, as you can see here. So it shows all the immigration numbers from Haiti to Canada over the years from 1980 up to 2010, 2013. Yeah, 2013. So it's that simple. If you want to like a quick look into the data frame, this is how we can do it. Just simply use the data frame .plot, because pandas is integrated, or matplotlib is integrated within pandas. And next we're gonna use the matplotlib library to visualize the immigration data for Haiti. So as you can see here, we change the index. That's because we want it to be suitable for plotting, and then we say Haiti.plot, and then we mention the kind. So the kind here can be line, it can be circle, it can be columns, it can be any type of plotting. Or we're gonna see those types in the coming videos. So this is the PLT variable that we have defined, and this is the title, and this is the Y label, and this is the X label, and finally we show the plot, and it shows similar values here. Finally, we want to show that, as you can see here, if we look at this visualization, if we look at this plot, there's a spike here in the number of immigration from Haiti. And when we look at the history, we find that at about this point in time, there was an earthquake in Haiti, and that's why the immigrations were high at this point. So if we want to point this out within the plot, this is how we can do it. We can just mention a text, we can put the X and Y for the text, and then we just mention it. Now let's see how it will look like. So as you can see here, according to the position, the X and Y, here we can clarify that this spike, or during this spike, there was the 2010 earthquake in Haiti. So that's it, guys. It's simple, straightforward, and a good way to start the visualization series. In the next video, we're going to talk about different types of visualizations and different types of plots. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching and take care. Bye-bye.